Hi there. In today's video, I want to start by sharing a saying that you might have come across at some point or the other. This is how it goes. You don't get what you deserve, but you get what you ask for. My name is Aishwarya Rajmohan, and I am an executive coach and speaker supporting women working in majority male industries with building the confidence to take their careers and businesses to the next level. Why do I bring up this saying? Because I recently supported a client with a completion session. Now, that's a departure from our normal coaching sessions, but it's a session that I facilitate when a client is celebrating a big milestone. In this case, this particular client had completed 10 years of service at her company. Now, this is something super rare in our times when, someone stays that long in her company. But what I want to focus on is something very profound that she shared. And as part of her reflection of what she had accomplished over the last 10 years, she shared a very profound insight. And that was that she had, over the past 10 years, over the past decade, given, but done very little asking. Now, all of us, when we start a job, we want to give our best. We want to contribute to our teams and projects and our clients. We want to achieve our full potential. And perhaps we also have the ambition of making a difference to people and planet. And that mission and all of our other goals involve a lot of giving. But I'm not talking about that kind of giving. I'm talking about giving where it is unhealthy. And women working in majority male industries, this is very common. I've noticed it a lot in the women I work with, especially because we are not given our place in the industry. So we have to achieve it by negative coping mechanisms. So the unhealthy giving that I talk about is when you are using giving to fulfill an unmet need within yourself. So the unmet need might be for validation, for recognition, for acceptance, to be seen and heard, to be appreciated, to feel needed, to feel valued, to feel validated. When your giving is based on those things, and it's very normal to want those things when you don't really receive them directly, it can come with a consequence. Now, this client expressed all of those consequences to me, and I know all of this because we have worked for a while together. It has cost her greatly. It has cost her well-being and her sense of peace. Now, the kind of giving I'm talking about is unhealthy because it's not the normal type of giving which expands you. When you give your time, energy, and attention and efforts, normally you feel expanded and enlarged as a result of that giving. But this kind of giving, the kind where she was giving everything to everyone, kind of made her shrink. She had to give pieces of herself into all of these things and people. And the consequences, yes, it affected her well-being and her peace of mind, but also critically, she was not appreciated fully for her work. She was somewhat overlooked for her accomplishments were overlooked, and she was not very well supported through her time. She was kind of a lone wolf doing everything by herself. So in this, in doing all of this, she had created an image of somebody who could handle anything that they threw at her. Any kind of difficult project, any kind of difficult situation, any difficult team members she was assigned to, and then she was able to make good of those situations. But she was not recognized for what she did because that kind of person handles these things normally without any effort, and those efforts were not appreciated. So there were bigger consequences from this negative way of just giving without asking. So why I share this is, we arrived at this, a couple of weeks after we started working together, but she is recognizing it 10 years into her journey. And for me, I'm really happy and really proud of the work that she did to arrive at this point where she recognizes that the way she operated, the way she showed up at work, didn't really do her all that much good. Yes, there were positives, and lots of promotions and lots of benefits from how she operated, but in the long run, looking back, she didn't really get all that she needed. And she simply didn't ask because how can a person who gives ever feel comfortable with asking? You get stuck in that pattern of giving. So it was very difficult for her to ever ask for what she needed. And for me also, her revelation was very bittersweet because imagine you have a whole decade of accomplishments and then you actually regret something that you did by going down the wrong path. And I share this with you as a cautionary tale. You know, my client was so generous in sharing her reflection, and I want to share this with you. Sometimes we resort to coping mechanisms that we believe will, help us raise our profile, help us be seen, help us be appreciated. And we are really hurting ourselves rather than doing us good. There are healthier ways to operate, and all of our efforts should be recognized. And, we need to be strategic about how we project ourselves so that we are appreciated. All the effort that we put in, all of those things are appreciated and acknowledged by those who make decisions about where our career trajectory goes next. So I would suggest taking some time to reflect, what negative patterns of giving are you relying on? What have been your patterns that you think have brought you success and, all the things that you wanted, but is there a cost that you are paying behind the scenes, trying to preserve that image of somebody who can handle it all, when actually you would be better served by getting some help, getting some support, and getting people to really speak your praises rather than, oh, she does that all the time. That's nothing special for her. I encourage you to spend some time thinking about this. And if you uncover something that needs some deeper work, I would really, really encourage you to go to coaching for this because it's always, you always have blind spots and you don't see how you function and whether that's a really healthy way to function. Sometimes it takes an outsider looking in to see how you are showing up and how that's really impacting you. It takes that outsider. And as a coach, it shows through your language, through the way you behave, through the way you see yourself and describe yourself and communicate. All of those patterns are visible. The unhealthy giving patterns are very visible very quickly, just like how I help my client uncover hers. So, this is an invitation to you. If you feel like, okay, I need to look at this, you are more than welcome to contact me and then we can have a conversation about this. Nevertheless, I encourage you to do your own reflection, to take some time with this. You don't want to go a decade and then encounter some health issues and then wake up. I'm sharing this information with you so that you don't have to go down that path. I hope you will take this seriously and do that reflection and then change the things that you need to. And if I can help you, please reach out. There will be a link in the description below to reach out for a coaching consultation. Thank you for watching and good luck. Bye-bye.